Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This morning I am making buttermilk waffles with candied bacon for the fam, and we have 4 slices of thick cut bacon on a foil lined pan already prepped. My oven is heated to 375 degrees, already preheated. So I'm going to add some brown sugar. Now I'm using my hands to add the brown sugar because it's better evenly distributed by just using your hands. And this is probably about 2.5 tablespoons of sugar sprinkled over the bacon. Okay. And I have a little less than 1/3 cup of maple syrup. So I'm just gonna drizzle on top of the bacon. Okay. And now we're just gonna pop this in the oven for about 15 to 17 minutes. All right, waffles. I've got in this bowl 2 cups of flour and 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. To that, I am going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now you don't have to add baking soda. I do that to get it more fluffy. I'm gonna add a dash of nutmeg. Now I prefer to buy whole nutmeg and grater them because you get more flavor that way. When you buy a nutmeg that's already grated, it smells good, but you can't taste it in the dish. And being me, I want to be able to not just smell it, but taste it. Cinnamon, that's probably about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And salt. There's no salt in here. Don't forget to add salt. So we're gonna add about 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix that up. Really well. Okay. I have buttermilk here. I use Kate's. I prefer this brand. And I love that it comes in the bottle that has the measurements. I already know how much is in there and how much I'm going to use. So now I'm going to, so it's 2 cups of flour and 1 egg, right? But I use 2 eggs because I prefer to use 1 egg to a cup of flour. It just makes for better tasting waffles. And I use room temperature eggs. Most nights, especially on the weekends, I take my eggs out from the night before because I know I'm going to use eggs when I wake up in the morning. Or I wake up early, run downstairs, take out some eggs, and go back to bed. So by the time I wake up for breakfast, eggs are ready because almost always we're going to need eggs. I'm going to separate the whites from the yolks here. Dash. I compost. I know. I compost, so I always save all my food scraps. I have a ton of compost already done in my backyard. So if you're ever in the Queens area, bring your brown paper bag and I will be happy to give you some compost for your plants. Okay. Separate, separate, separate. Done. Boom. And I have a handheld mixer, and I'm gonna whip the egg whites. So I'm whipping my egg whites until they're nice and frothy. You don't have to whip them into stiff beats. That takes longer. But as long as you whip them where they're nice and frothy and add them in at the end, you're good. So I'm going to whip this for another couple seconds. Okay, I think that should do it. Now I'm going to add vanilla. Now, this is a homemade vanilla. So we buy vanilla beans and we make our own vanilla. My husband bakes obsessively, breads, cake, cookies, ice cream. And because we make our own vanilla, we use a lot of it. Okay, so I added 2 teaspoons of vanilla in here. And now I'm going to shake up my buttermilk. So I've got 3/4 cup of buttermilk. Now buttermilk makes your batter thick, so you're going to need to thin it out with water. We're going to add the buttermilk. And before we get to mixing, I am going to do a cup of water. And then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of water in here. So I'm going to pour half, got half left back, got my spoon, and now I am going to mix, right? First, vigorously. Add my next 1/2 cup of water. And now my batter looks, it's a little lumpy, and that's what you want, right? Okay, so now we are going to add our egg whites. So instead of adding the egg whites and just mixing it, we are going to fold in the egg whites. So we're going to fold in our egg whites. I tilt my bowl and I am going to fold. Now, when you fold in your egg whites, you're still gonna have egg whites on top. That's okay, don't worry about that. So we have our egg whites in here. If you look closely, if I can show you, there's a lot of air bubbles in here. And I'm gonna put this in the fridge to rest for about 15 minutes. And our bacon is still cooking. My waffle iron is being preheated. And when we come back, we're gonna make some waffles. Okay, put this in the fridge. Okay, our bacon is ready. Man, I wish you guys could smell this. It smells amazing. My son is over there talking in the background, repeating every word I say. Okay, so I'm putting my bacon on a coffee filter lined plate. And then I am gonna pop it back in the oven so it could stay warm. Okay, and I use coffee filters because I always have them on hand. I'm a coffee drinker and they get greasy and I just pop them into my compost. So I'm gonna put my dirty tray over there, clean up later, pop my bacon back into the hot oven so it could stay warm, okay? Okay, 2 tablespoons of oil to my waffle batter. And another gentle fold. Now, let me show y'all my waffle batter. Can y'all see that? It looks almost like a cake batter, right? Got my waffle iron over here, and I am going to now pour about 1.5 spoons on my griddle, and then we're almost ready to eat. Got one. I can hear the sizzle. Okay, our waffle is done. Perfection. All right, so I have the kitchen scissors. I'm gonna cut it down the middle. 2. Okay. Plate that the bacon was in is very hot. And then I am going to add some fruits to this and serve it up. All right, so we added some cantaloupes and some honeydew, and we're gonna add a little bit of powdered sugar. Okay, so I'm using up the cantaloupes and honeydew. I have a whole bunch of fruits from the edible arrangements a very dear friend sent me for my birthday yesterday. So I said this morning I am going to make some waffles. I have the fruits ready, make some bacon, and that'll be breakfast. Don't have to go to the supermarket. Here is my finished dish, buttermilk waffles with candied bacon. All right guys, see you next time. Let me know what you want to see in the comments. What would you like to see me cook? If you'd like to join me for a cooking lesson, what we're gonna make, what we're gonna talk about, let's chat the things them and eat the food. All right, see y'all next time. So good.